So welcome to the Renku Feature Preview. To our external collaborators and community members, thank you for joining us. The purpose of the feature preview is partly to share and discuss the new developments and features that are coming in the next releases, but also to be an open space for interested community members to meet the team and learn about what the future of Renku. So to set expectations, this is not a polished presentation, but rather a behind-the-scenes look into the features that are being developed and soon to be released, demoed by the folks who have been actively developing them. This meeting is also a live team meeting where some of us are seeing the final versions of these new features for the first time. So expect that discussions will sometimes dive into a technical level, but at the same time, we welcome questions from our community. So today we have I think 5 different features that we're going to be demoing that will be coming, hitting renkulab.io in a couple of weeks. The first is we are introducing the new concept of batch jobs to Renku. Second, we'll be talking about using coding agents in Renku sessions. And then we have the ability to create from code, build images. Sorry, we have the ability to create from code environments for sessions from private code repositories. We have some improvements to our HPC integrations. And finally, something that's not coming in this very next release, but we are actively working on behind the scenes, is developing a concept for Renku Apps. So we're going to give a preview of that, although that will be coming 1 or 2 cycles further. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Andrea to give a demo of the Renku Jobs.
Okay, so today I want to talk about a problem that we all know. Sometimes the users want I'm working on Renku, doing some exploratory work, and then once the work is done, wants to run a job, but the friction here is to has to set up everything again, the data, the environment. So we work on integrate it here in Renku Jobs. So the way to do that work is like here in launchers can create a session launcher or a job launcher. There is 2 parts. Can create the image from the code. For example, here we have my code repository already set it, the same like what's in the project. And can run any command for that, or can run from an external image, for example, one bringing from Run AI. So for this example, I will show you how to create a new launcher. So, so this is my demo. So here the environment is building, the image for this environment is building, and I have some other examples already done for this demo. So here we can see that we can, instead of launch a session, here we can submit a job. You will have a submission ID, so you can customize this to identify if it's helpful, or also just use what is there already set up. Can customize also the arguments for this job. In this case, we're going to submit it with any customization. Here, still requesting if there is some missing integration. For that demo, we don't need to set any credential or integration. And then the second part is about monitoring. So you can see here the job starting, and it means like the environment is now getting ready. You can see here also the logs, what is going on. And if you want to see more details about the running job, so you can see here what command would use. Here the resource class in case that want to submit another one at the same time with some different resources, so would be possible, and also some different arguments. So here we can see, for example, for this second example, we can immediately run in simultaneous another job. Okay. Monitoring also is possible to access through the dashboard. Here we have a section for all the sessions and one for the job. As you see here, the first one has already the environment ready, so the job start running. And here I should be able to see all the logs of my job running. In this case, this is the one that has by default 5 logs, and the second one, when it's still in process. Yep. Once the job is done, the user can access to the logs, or in case that is running many simultaneous, can also remove the register here in the dashboard. In case that there is something that is not necessary, can dismiss. That means that will cancel and delete the record for this job. Here, the first job that we launched, we submit is already complete. So yeah, so there's say you can dismiss it or have access to the logs. And yes, that's the feature itself. What do we see CLA? Yeah, okay. And the next part would be regarding the CLA. So I will stop sharing some of mine. So I can present.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, I show the CLI tool quickly when I get to share my screen correctly. Yeah, is it big enough?
Make it a little bit bigger, please.
Yeah,
That's good, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, so the CLI is under development, and this is sort of a preview of the things that are coming. And so one thing is when setting it up, it makes sense to set up the shell completions that are built into the tool. So yeah, usually when you are installing it with a package manager, it is usually set up, but if not, you would have to run it with a complete equals and then your shell. And then the binary goes a different route and simply returns the specific completion commands. Now, they're not so interesting to see, but once you source it into your environment, you now have completions on tab. And so the good thing is, or the thing is, if you look at the completion code, it's very short. For fish, it's different for fish, probably. But it will run, to do a completion, it will run the binary again. And the binary then can do dynamic completions. So we have the static completions like the commands and the flags, so we can go pretty quickly. And so yeah, that's one thing. And now for the job part, there is a new command, Renku Job, and it allows you to start, stop, list, and see the logs of running jobs. So to maybe show it quickly, for starting, you have the start command, and it requires a launcher ID. And the launcher ID is some obfuscated ID, so it's not really human readable. So once you have the completion, it shows you which projects and which launcher you're trying. You can now choose from the ones that are accessible to you. And now I see only public ones because I'm not logged in. So I go back and want to log in, which will require me to go to this URL and confirm that that confirms that the token is being passed, I hope. Yes. And now when I have job start, launcher tab, I see, well, it's not very obvious, but like this line, for example, is from my project. It's my first project. And then the other one is above here. So you have tab and shift tab to go. Depends on your shell, probably. And the other thing is now maybe on a big installation, there are maybe too many options. And so it might make sense to confine the options to your project. And there are two ways for that. So one is to set an environment variable. It's called Renku CLI project context. And this can be your namespace slug ID of your project. Another option is when you use the tool to clone a project, it creates a file. And yeah, I think it's .renku/config toml. And this will also be used to look up. So when you are in your project folder, it should also confine to only to your project. So let's try again. Job start, launcher. So now I have only my two launchers for my project. And once I started now finally, yeah, the table is a bit off because of the size of the screen now. But it prints the job ID or job name. I will copy it. The submission ID is used so you can rerun or it's printed here. I'm not sure if maybe it should go away from the user output, at least from the short one. This is used to replay commands should something fail. Then the project ID and the state. And so we can list them, but gives the same output because I have only one. Now it's in state running, and I should be also able to see the logs. There's also a follow option, which gets, well, I waited too long. So it doesn't follow anything, but I can try maybe again. So another command, follow. So the output now shows nothing because it's still starting and it takes a while until the logs are populated. Now it starts. And it does periodic requests to get new logs, but you can also, of course, cancel it. So now we should have two. And we should also see it on the UI, of course. And with stop, it's the same as dismiss. So it's being removed. There's just one now. And I can also remove this. Yeah. So that's basically the new features. Maybe one thing also is to note where the token is stored. It's being integrating with a system key rings, if they're available on each system. So when you have a Linux desktop running, it tries to integrate with a called secret service using the desktop bus. If not, like in my case, it uses a kernel keyring. So we should be able to see it uses the session keyring of the current user. So now we have, this is the entry, for example, and we could then also see it. So this would be the secret. And you can then, of course, do a logout, which will simply clear the key from the keyring which is being used in the back, which may be, on Windows, some Windows implementation, and on OS X some keyring. And as I said, on Linux, if you use a desktop, it might use a dbus protocol to talk to the secret service that's being used also from the desktop environment. Oh, that's all from my side to show.
Thank you, Eike. Any questions?
questions.
Okay. Then let's move to our next topic, which is about using coding agents in Renku. So Eric, I
Sure.
invite you to give your demo.
Yes, let me share my screen. Can you see my browser?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to present next is the ability to run Renku image with a coding agent in it. And the way it works is that you create a project in which you specify that you want a coding agent. And the way you do that is to write a project.toml file, which I'm going to show you now. And this project toml, you just need to specify an environment variable in this case, so that's BP Renku AI agents, in which you list the agents that you want to install in your image. And we support the three of them, Pi, Cloud, and Codex. And this is sufficient basically to detect the need that you want an agent, and then to build an image with those agents installed in it. Optionally, you can also configure the agent. So in this example, in this demo, I will show it how to configure the Pi agent. So you just specify like, okay, it should open something here. It's a bit slow, sorry. So you just need to write a settings.json. And in this example, I will configure it to use like our internal model from the SDSC, the LLM Qwen model, and a package that will allow me to log into that model using OAuth. And this is so this is enough not to build the agent. So like this is the normal procedure. You go to the launch. So first you have, of course, you need to import to connect to this repository. Then you go to launch and you edit the environment and you specify, so you build it from this repository, which is here. I'm not going to show the build process, it's done already. And once you have that, you can start the agent. And I think I already started it. I don't know why it says resume here. Let me see. I need to, okay, I just need to restart it. That takes a few seconds. Resume the session. Okay. That will take a minute or two. Sorry.
While we wait, maybe just a question. So it connects to the agents we have at SDSC, but can you also use something from elsewhere?
Yes, so you can connect so I have tested it with Cloud. We have a subscription at Cloud, so you can connect to that. If you have a subscription or if you have an API key, you can connect to our agents. Yeah. All right, should be almost there. Okay, sorry for the small delay. So like, okay, so now I open, so here I have a terminal. And so I will show Pi, that this is one I configured. So in fact, in this case, I was showing you with the three agents, Cloud, Pi, and Codex. So you can see that they all have like the settings here. But I will just show with Pi. All right, and now I can connect. So the package extension has been pre-installed like for me. It was installed within the image actually. If I do, I just need to do login. And here I could log in with a subscription. So if I close the subscription, I could log into that, right, as well. But I'll use our SDSC subscription, which will open a new window. Sorry, I need to click here actually. Redirecting. So this is our SDSC login, right? It's like now I should be logged in. And if I saw like if I say like right, I'm logged in on our SDSC LLM and I can start interacting with it. So if you want to know, like, so this is actually the sessions is preserved. So if I can get out, right? So like this is if I want to go back to this session to resume it, I can stop. I can like pause the agent. So like I'm not going to do this because it takes some time to to run, but then I can like after I can resume it and I can restart it. This is all my session is preserved, so it will be there, and I can go back to that, and I'm still logged in. Right? And I think that's pretty much right. It's like so I'm still logged in. I'm still working now. I think that's pretty much resumed the thing there. So as I said, we have Pi, we have a Cloud, and we have Codex. So with a Cloud, I would need to connect with my Cloud subscriptions and Codex. This is for ChatGPT. That's all. If you have any questions.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, next up, Samuel, would you be up for sharing next?
Yep, let me just here.
Yeah, then our next topic is be able to create your own custom environments from private code repositories.
So up until recently, we could only use public repositories, and this has changed in the last few weeks. So right now we can create new launchers using repositories that are either internal or private, depending on which is the source of your Git content. And you're going to get a small warning or rather information that it's a private repository that only user having access will be able to use. So right now we can create a launcher and it's going to start the build. And as you can see, it's in progress. And just in case someone has a doubt, the repository is that one, which is hosted on GitLab. And if we go there, it's not accessible. So I'm not just selling dreams. Blah. Sorry. So with that in mind, we also came to the conclusion that while it's a nice addition, not every Renku admin might want to have to manage those kind of external dependencies as well. So having builds for public repositories and private repositories. So we move that feature behind a feature flag, so you can either have the build happening only for public repositories or for both. And in that case, the UI also has changed just slightly. So now if you want to create from code a session from a private repository, it might not be enabled, so you will be notified through the selector that you can do that. So you can always go nag your Renku admin and try to bribe him to enable the feature, which is one boolean to change. So all in all, not really impressive in terms of content, but useful in terms of features. So if you have any questions, I'm all ears.
Thank you, Samuel.
Welcome.
Then next up, Salim and Lionel have been working on polishing our integration with HPC systems. I'll turn it over to you two.
Okay. So where am I there? No, it's not the correct one. Let's go there. No. Oh, I know it. Okay, so let's go there and move this one. Okay, let's do it another way. Oh, I lost the screen share. I lost the screen share. Sorry. I'll get there. Okay. So here I'm an admin. I have set up an integration for the CSCS. And I created a few resource pools for different clusters and partitions. And I also have a user who's there. He has access to the resource classes here because he is signed up to the integration. So let's move to a user that's not yet. This one is completely fresh, has no access yet to the CSCS. The user, well, let's first start by showing that the user doesn't have access. So create a project, test, okay, create. And when he goes to create a session, the user tries, and they only have access to the default resource pool. So the user doesn't want that. So he goes to the integration, adds an integration. Oh, CSCS is there. Let's connect. Of course, I want to connect. Let's go up. And we're in. So now that we're in, we can go back to our project, try to create a session, and hopefully, if we don't have any demo effect, oh, we do, great. We can restart, just reload the window to refresh, and now they appear. Okay. So we can see that now we can select the resource pools from the CSCS just by connecting to the integration, which was not possible before. We can see here that we have only 3 resource pools for the CSCS. So let's add another one here. I will create Ager on the normal partition. So if I add a resource pool, remote, Firecrest, nope.
See what happens.
Ah, I did not copy it properly, sorry. I add a resource pool, Ager, normal. It's remote, it's Firecrest, and partition is normal. The system name is Ager. This one is the one I actually need. Okay. Add resource pool, now it exists, it's beautiful, it's there. And if we go back to our user that just connected, we'll just reload the page just to ensure it's fresh. And now if the user goes to create a session, they can see that Ager normal is there, which is nice. So this one was for managing resource pool. If the user disconnects, the resource pools will also disappear, which is not really that important because it's enforced on the HPC cluster side regardless, but it's a good thing to know. And yeah, so that's it for this part. There's another part which was a bit of UX stuff on when users are connecting to their session, which basically before what happened is that this page, once the session was ready and the tunnel had connected back to the Renku session, then what would happen is that we would get a scary error message instead of the front end here, which still meant that it was working, but this is not what the user wants to see when it's working. So now it actually waits for the front end to be launched on the other side at CSCS. So there's this, and the second thing is that we also now get the logs, so we can see that it has been submitted, but it's not yet ready, so it's still waiting. So yeah, can take a bit of time until the job is actually scheduled, but it will get there soon, hopefully. Oh, okay, it's there. So now we can see that the front-end page is actually loading. It can take a bit of time, but it's there. And we can see that now we also have the Slurm logs that appear here. So we know what happened here. We can see the tunnel establishing. We can see, yeah, the Slurm logs. And yeah, so that's it for this part. There's a small thing that was not there, shut down, before, and that was also added during this build, which is users now can, no, not users, group owners can add members to the group. And when they do, if the group is part of a resource pool, now the group can be part of a resource pool. So the owner of the group could add a user. Let's add this one. So no, not the one who I used. Let's add this one. So now once I have added this member as a viewer of the group, now they have access to the resource pool the group has access to. So now we don't need so yeah, we can see here that the group is part of the resource pool. And so if we look at, is it the correct user? Yes. Now if we try to add a session, now we can see that the resource pool appears here. Yeah. So yeah, that's it on my side. Yeah.
Okay, so on my part, I was working on basically share. Do you see my screen, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
So basically right now, well, up until now, on the CSCS cluster, when you started sessions, you did not have access to, well, the part of the most useful things, which were data connectors on secrets. So now I've been working on adding this support. So if I have here a session which, as usual, is set up as you would expect, with here 2 user secrets, and here just two data connectors set up. So if I start the session, again, it's going to take a couple of seconds. Demo effect? No, please, no. And here we can see that we're preparing the secrets, the tunnels, all the solution, the session. The session is starting. And soonish, not only will we have access to our secrets, but also, please, Slurm. Yeah, I went a bit fast, so if you have any questions, but yeah, I mean, it's just making those 2 features working at CSCS. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, now basically you can see that we have our 2 data sets that you can access as you would in a normal session, except that I'm actually at CSCS, and I can also go to, as you configure it, your secrets folder, where you can get your secrets. Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. At this point exactly, I only support public data sets, but by the time the feature is going to be released, the authenticated data sets are also going to be there. Any questions?
And by Leonard, by authenticated data sets, you also mean that if there's data sets that need secrets, that have safe secrets, that will also
Yes.
And now the data sets are still mounted in the session?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Like on the CSCS side, that they're mounted, they're not like downloaded or anything like that. Nice.
So it works for anything that doesn't have credentials.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I believe you.
No, but just so you can see, I mean, that's the so if that way you also see a bit the dirty secrets of how things work. If I go to work, actually, I think would mount.
Or if you do DF, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, because it's not on this machine.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the files.
Sorry? No, I mean, yeah, wrong idea. Basically, the session is not running on this machine, so I'm only seeing the folders because they are created on Scratch, which is shared. But the rclone daemon is running on another machine, and I would have to find the host name and.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but no. So behind the scenes, I'm using rclone in daemon mode, and we are mounting each data connector as we would on the regular cluster. So yeah, this is not pre-downloaded or anything.
All right. Thank you, Lino.
You're welcome.
And last but not least, we're gonna demo apps. So this is not quite coming in the next release, but it's work that's well underway. It will be coming soon later this year. So here's a preview.
Okay, so this is only really the back end that we're looking at. So it'll be a bit text heavy, but hopefully it kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing. There's a few limitations. This will probably just be available for public projects to start with, so private projects won't be able to have that stuff. We have concepts to explain when I show some of the limitations. Just for reference, I built this image that I'm going to use for deploying this app for a code-based environment on Renku Lab. So that's going to be hooked up when the new one's not correct. I've got a script here. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is just look at the session launchers and we'll pick one that's type app. Because just like we have the jobs session launch, there's jobs launches now, we have the apps launch. Well, this will also introduce app launches. So then, got the apps launches, you can tell. Next thing we'll do is we'll deploy the app launcher. It's got all the, you can see that's the container image there that I built here. So, and these are all the ports and everything we need to be able to run the app. Right, there we go. So now we can get the deployed app's name by listing the projects. There we have it. Now we can get the apps into some public URL. So it's what states pending, and that's going to be the URL where it'll be available. Pending basically means it's going to be it's pulling the image pretty much. These apps are supposed to not use any resources when they are not being used. So think of it a bit like GitHub Pages a little bit, but more interactive than that. So the demo here is a Streamlit app, but it could also be used to serve APIs. I mean, this is all based on Knative serving, which is what our internal SDSC LM will also use. So it's more than capable of serving models. The other thing we can do with it is we can pause, or we can hibernate. Like we can hibernate sessions, we can hibernate apps, which basically just means it scales to 0. The app will still exist, but it'll just be not accessible. That then does that, and then the status turns to hibernated there. And then we can resume it. So this command here will set it back to running. And then the status back to pending again. It will be give it a second if we want. There we go. There's the app. Already. There's our Streamlit app. And then next bit I was going to show was just some of the kind of safety guards we got in place. So if we try and create an app launcher in a private project, we'll create the project first and then try to create an app launcher in it, and it will reject it. If we try to change a project from being public to private while there's an app launcher, that will also be rejected. And if you try to copy a public project into a private project, it will skip the app launcher. We probably will change that to be more in line with what the data connectors do, which is I think they stop you if you have a data. So I have to double check. But this is just the demo behavior really. And if you copy that into a private project, it will not create. If you copy a public project with an app launcher into a private project, it won't include the app launcher. So we try to get the session launcher there and it's empty. And then we And then also if you delete an app launcher, it's not it will also delete the app. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then try to get the app, and it's gone. And it's got cache maybe. Still deleted. Okay, all right. Probably it'll go. Yeah, that's apps. Any questions? Can I add a bash script? Yeah. Okay. It's cool. Yeah, I just used the Renku CLI to get the opens, and then I don't want to have to mess on Swagger, so that was nice. Cool. All right.
Okay. Then we're all set. So these features will be coming in the next 2 weeks or so, and then release. All right, thanks.